Hello everybody and welcome back to Ducktales Remastered. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what do you mean welcome back? Aren't we done? Did we beat the game already? Well, we did, but as you can see, I have been talking quite some time about playing on, a harder difficulty. What I was originally going for was the extreme mode, which is supposed to be akin to the original NES game's difficulty, where it asks, you only have a set amount of lives, you can only find one-ups in certain places, like only when Miss Beakley gives them to you. I'll get to this in a few seconds. And, it's really hard, and the real kicker is, it's pretty much I am the night mode for DuckTales Remastered. If you lose all your lives, that's it, it's completely over, you're done for. One death and that's it. I was hoping to go for that because, I had already done so with the NES game, plus they fixed the whole, pogo jump issue that we were having earlier before, where when you try to activate the pogo jump, which is something, critical for this game to actually work, because if you don't get it to work, you end up taking a hit. And we all saw it back in the past. And, playing a harder difficulty would have been impossible doing it like that. But they fixed it. And I should know because I was able to blast through this with relative ease thanks to that being fixed. But unfortunately, you don't get extreme mode unless you beat hard mode. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not gonna play this again. So hard is going to be our extreme. Now I'm doing the commentary post-production because to do something like this requires a modicum of concentration. So I wouldn't have been able to do that commentating live. And you all saw me commentate live. There would have been nothing else for me to really talk about. Except for a lot of things going on right here. Like another thing that they put into the update was quick cinemas. Basically, what it is like things like this. Normally you would run into the Beagle Boys who had captured Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Stuff like that. They just say if you have it off and you don't want to have to sit through it again when playing it again, you can just switch on quick cinema, and those scenes get either cut out completely or just shortened to the point where you can just just go right through. Like in Transylvania when you're fighting the Beagle Boys again and they're running around like ghosts. The nephews just lower down the cage, the Beagle Boy shows up and you're on your way. So basically what it is just like no cutscenes. Another thing that I did oh, by the way, you're gonna have to forgive my jumping all over the place because that's really the only way you can see. That's really the only way you can find gems, as you all know, and I missed out on a lot of gems. But now that I, remember where I'm up against, I go through as much effort as possible to find as much gems as possible to make that money, so I can unlock more stuff in the galleries. I also make any attempt possible to, find hidden spots and whatnot, because another thing is if you play in, harder difficulties, like hard or extreme, the original 3 treasures that you found in the NES games, they show up again in place of some of the heart containers. So you get, you can get like $1 million or $2 million easily for finding those secret treasures, but at the cost of a lower health bar. But if you're as hardcore as you lead yourself to believe, that shouldn't be an issue. Also, I screwed this up again. I don't know if I just said it again. My memory is that crap. But for this second playthrough, seeing how it is I unlocked the ability to do so, I decided to put the 8-bit music on. Now, see how it is with the Money Bin is a completely new stage. It gets its own 8-bit rendition as well, and that's also cool. The only thing is that the cutscenes would have also got, new music as well, but we're skipping the cutscenes, as you can see. Basically, it's played again mode. It's already done, just do it again. You still haven't fixed the Money Bin, screw that. Scrooge is that hard up. So yeah, I'll probably just use the cutscene music for like the intros or something. There should be enough to get through the entire thing. Mount Vesuvius also has special music as well. See, as you can see, it just skips right to it.
I'm gonna get you.
Give me a minute, folks. I'll be back into it real quick.
Oh dear. Do be careful or you'll scuff the floor. Your safe is securely suspended, sir.
Ah, I think I'll bust you with this bust.
There you are, sir.
Oh, my aching head.
There we
Everything's
go.
ready, sir.
Boom. He's back in the game. And instead of having to go through all that rigmarole of finding out, oh, there's a special treasure map in this painting, just goes right to the stage select screen.
Get Launchpad on the horn. I'm headed to the Amazon jungle to find the scepter of the Incan king.
Sometimes these dialogues go off, you know, as they are meant to, but for the majority of the game, they don't. And if you put quick cinema on, that's what you asked for. I know everybody was, you know, complaining left and right about not being able to freely skip the cutscenes and whatnot. There you go. You want to just play through as it was, you know, as it was an NES game? There it is. And I can understand. I mean, you know, if you've seen it once, that's all you really need. And if you're playthroughing it like I am, you don't want to have to, you know, keep skipping the cinema over and over and over again. So it helps. It was a good thing that I decided to wait this long. Normally, why I wait as long as I need to play games like that. I don't go right off the bat half the time. And if I do go off right off the bat, I, you know, sometimes wait a little while afterwards. Such is the case with, like, you know, Batman Arkham Origins. That was glitch heavy, as we all heard at one point. Oh, that's another thing that hard mode gets rid of, the maps. Keeps the inventory because you need to see, you know, what you're collecting in those stages where you have to collect, but the maps are history. You pretty much left to wonder on your own where everything is. Fortunately, this game is simple enough to the point where you can just, like, you know, explore freely and, you know, just find everything easily enough. Not like Ducktales 2, because that took a little more ingenuity to get through everything. And I'm not knocking it, because it was smart on their half to, like, you know, put in that extra challenge, and I enjoyed using the maps like a true-on treasure hunter. There was a method to my madness there. You pretty much have to master the art of jumping around like an idiot to find treasure in this game. I'm just gonna just say straight up right now, I don't bother going for the whole look ma no spats trophy. I tried that once already. It wasn't happening. I'm not gonna try it here.
Yippee!
May as well mention this right now. Sometimes there's going to be periods of silence because, you know, I'm just adding this whatever post-production commentary I can. Originally, I was just going to go on, let this go as it is. But I didn't know if that was going to be, I didn't know if dead silence was going to be a detriment or not. So I figured I might as well pop in with something. So throughout the game, or, you know, this playthrough, if I have something to say, I'll pop in again.
I've never seen a gem like this before. Up I go. Plan one.
Man, those plants back there. I love the touches and the animation of the sprites that Wayford put into this game. Like when Scrooge ends up in the mouth of one of those fucking things. It's just hilarious. Just see him struggle and just beat the shit out of the thing before it spits him out. Were this a Metal Slug game, that would have been it for him. We all saw what happened to Mankey in Metal Slug 3. Now, speaking of Wayford, back in the normal difficulty run, I mentioned how, you know, if Wayford games were anything like this, then I wanted to play Shantae, which was, you know, a favorite of just about everybody, which Wayford also made. Mankey was a sport, and he actually got me not only the first Shantae, but the second Shantae. I don't know if there was a third, or if the new one they just made a Kickstarter for is the third. But I got the first two games, and during a citywide blackout that we had a few months back, I actually played a good chunk of that game. It helped me get through that. It was pretty fun. The sprite animations were just as detailed as I was led to believe. The whole, you know, going back and forth, walking through endless line of terrain just to get from one place to another can get tedious at times, especially when there are certain areas where you have to do certain things and you don't have, like, you know, certain abilities to do so. Like, certain areas require you to have either certain items, certain, I know I'm using certain a lot, I'm sorry. Sometimes you need certain dances. I think there was one area that I had to do where you needed, what's it called? There's an item that allows her to duplicate herself, and you needed that. And I think what it was that
Up here, Mr. McD.
you use the duplication item, and then you dance for this thing, and it pretty much explodes, and you're able to pass through and get, like, you know, a special little bonus thing. I can't remember what it was. It's been so long. It's been so long since I played the game, I might have to start over again. 'Cause I don't remember what happened. Either that or watch a playthrough up to where I am now. All I know is that Risky Boots is causing some shit. Normally I would just Lameplay it on, you know, here for a Lameplay theater. That's what I was originally going to do, you know, with Mankey, but then he got me those games and I needed something to do during the blackout, so more than positive that so long as I'm playing the game and enjoying it, it's alright with him.
It's a priceless ruby.
I know sometimes I complain about the Game Grumps getting off track with their commentary and whatnot, but it wasn't off track because it was Wayford, and, you know, Wayford made this game, so there you go. I started talking about, like, the State of the Union and taxes and, you know, the Olympics, the Winter Olympics and stuff like that, they were getting off track. I think I was just being super thorough there to make sure I didn't lose and forget any more gems. I need that monies.
It's gaining interest. I mean, speed.
This temple kind of looks like the that temple at the end of the forest area back in Sonic Lost World where we fought Zor. I know this because I played this recently, the
I'm
Lost
just
World.
making sure you stick to your diet, Mr. McDuck.
I love how she says, you know, I'm making sure that you're eating well, and she gives you like a shit ton of ice cream. Always hilarious. Also, something I realized in this hard playthrough is that there are no cakes. And I guess that makes sense because cakes, I believe, give you all your health back. We can't have that, not in hard mode. Ah, shit. And like I said earlier, extreme mode just takes away all the food items. The only time you get them is if you find Miss Beakley, and you only find her like certain areas at certain times in the game. That's real extreme. You better do this right, you're fucked up. You you're fucked. You are ducked, sir. I wonder if Shouldn't Be Gaming did Let's Endure on this. Because I know there's a... This is how you don't play Ducktales Remastered.
More money for me.
We're gonna have to look into that. That'll be something to watch. On a lazy day. Ooh, that's what I get for being greedy. Ooh, that's what I get for being greedy.
Up I go.
Ducking to the music never gets old. It's an NES hard pastime. Everyone does it. That's why they have... That's the only purpose that the look-up animation in Batman Return of the Joker ever serves. The Bat Dance. Frank Welker got a hell of a payday in this, didn't it?
How dare you?
Voice is like friggin' what's it called? 18 characters. Half the Beagle Boys. Those Mayan Incan guys. The Earth King.
What is this? A secret?
Or the Roly-Poly King, whatever the hell they call him. Oh, by the way, there you go. See, that was one of the secret treasures I was talking about. Money, money, more money. The Earth King. I may have Avatar: The Last Airbender game, but this is not it. Did I even get that far in the Avatar game? I don't know. Only thing I remember is that you play in the Avatar state for the very last boss. That's it. That and I got that game dirt cheap. It's the only reason I ever played it. But enough about that. love the NES music, but this, what's it called? This, boss theme doesn't have the same kick to it, as it does when it's the remastered one. That's badass. Also, the pogo jump is not failing. I mean, it's not failing there, it's working. It's just that whenever that boss head shakes things up, and you try to pogo onto the ground, you know, it doesn't work because the ground's still shaking. You can't do it. Let's hear it for the Grandmaster fuck-up. Round of applause for the Grandmaster fuck-up. Oh well, no one ever said it was going to be easy. That's why I'm playing on hard. Oh crap! Oh! Well, at least I learned something at that point. Those tiles don't outright kill you when you get squashed on them. Which serves me right, but they don't. And the only reason I got caught on that is because my hand, when I was making a run for it, my thumb raised the down button, and that's why he ducked at the edge there. That would have been pretty funny if they had a flattened Scrooge sprite or something like that. Oh my god, that sounded like the sound that Bonkers makes when he gets flattened in that SNES game of his. Which reminds me, as the king of Segway over here, of that the recent, at this moment in time, JonTron episode of him playing, what's it called, those bootleg Pokemon games. One of them was a hack Bonkers, I believe. Had the same music, had the same sound effects, everything. Still on the subject matter, being a Disney game. I don't know if they said they were actually going to make a Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers remastered or something, but one thing I do know they're making is they're fixing on making a live-action Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers movie. I don't know how to feel about that. If you didn't watch the cutscene before this, you'd be like, "Oh shit, we're surrounded." Oh wait, did you give it up? Just giving this the scepter? All right, fine, whatever. We'll just do it. It's so silly just to see, for like them just showing up. Okay, you win. Here's the scepter. Get out of here. Here's the royal back scratcher. Man, I had a lot of money left over. Yeah, see, the difficulty modifier gives you a shit ton of money. More than normal gives. Rolling in the dough.
Now then, where to next, lads?